Hello! Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Mari. I'm currently doing the Pacific Crest Trail, and before I get back into all the vlogs, which are gonna take some time to edit and put together, I thought I'd just do a little what's in my food bag video. I thought this video would be fun to do because I feel like it's something that I would want to watch, and I like to make the kind of videos that I would like to watch, and it's just kind of interesting. I think before I ever did a thru hike, I would just be interested to know what are thru hikers actually eating. Spoiler alert, it's a lot of crap. A lot of junk food, a lot of stuff that's not very nutritious. That's what a lot of people eat, but it's because it's what's easily available on the trail, and also tastes good and it's high calorie. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's expensive to get all the healthy meals all the time, so right now I have about 4 days worth of food. I thought I would just show you what's in here and maybe talk about some of the food I eat on trail and some of the different options and things like that. So hope you enjoy. So the bag I use for food is a Granite Gear. It's 16 liters, which it's been normally a good size as of lately because I've been eating a lot more food. Sometimes when I leave town, it's not quite big enough to hold everything. Oh, there are a few holes in it because just wear and tear after months of use, and also, unfortunately, a mouse got in, so it's definitely not mouse proof. The mice have only recently become a problem. It hasn't been an issue until just very recently. Luckily, the mouse only got into my trash bag that had been on the other side of the hole and not into my food, but yeah, if there's a lot of mice, you should hang your food in a bear hang. Yeah, so that's the bag I use. Otherwise, like, it's held up fine. Okay, first I have in here all extra Ziploc bags. I like to try and save my Ziploc bags after I use them, and I save them in a bigger bag. And that just makes it easier when you resupply the next time and you're not wasting a lot of bags, and sometimes you don't want to have to buy new bags every time. Ziploc bags, man, I've never had more appreciation for them than being out here. But that's one thing I always keep with me is like some extra Ziploc bags. For trash, I usually just use a small one this size. And one tip I have is just to fold all of your trash. I don't have any at the moment to show you, but basically if you have like a wrapper, don't just like crunch it into a ball, like lay it flat and like fold it nicely so it fits, and then you can fit a lot more and it's much smaller. One idea. First, some things that I like to use. A Talenti jar. Ooh. That's a kind of gelato. But they're like the perfect size jar for bringing it on trail. It's light enough weight. So some people like to cold soak, which means that they don't bring a stove and they just cold soak their food, and that's how they eat it. This is great for that. I don't really cold soak my food, but I use this for a lot of things that I will talk about. So I carry this and also a stove. I have a Toaks titanium 750 milliliter. I have the small gas canister, and I have a BRS stove, just this little guy. It works fine. It takes a little bit longer to boil water with this little stove than, say, a nicer, bigger one, but it's really lightweight, and to me it works fine. And then I just have the little stove in here, and then a lighter, and yeah, it all just fits inside, so works out pretty good. This is my third spoon that I've had out here. The first one like started breaking apart. The second one I accidentally left somewhere, and so now I have this guy, and it's fine. It's like, you know, does the job. That's the only utensil that I use. I do have one of the really small pocket knives, like a little Swiss Army knife that has like a little blade, so sometimes if I need to cut like a piece of cheese or something, I'll use that. But normally I just use the spoon and it works out. I also carry this little like microfiber towel, and I use it to clean my pot and just wipe anything down that needs to be wiped down. I started off with a bandana for the same purpose, but then the bandana just doesn't dry as quickly and it doesn't really clean as well. So I switched to a little microfiber towel, and I like it a lot. I'll dump it all out and then go through it. How about that? Alright. Here is all of the food and snacks. So I'll go through the food I think of how I eat it throughout the day. I'm at a hostel right now. I just remembered that I have a couple things in the fridge in the kitchen of the hostel, but I'll just talk about them later. Usually in the morning, I like to just try and get hiking and just start off and get miles in and not sit around and eat breakfast at camp. If the weather allows for it at least. I just like to kind of get up and go. And so the first thing in the morning is I'll have some kind of protein bar. The ones I have right now, I have a couple Cliff Bars. The main thing with these kind of protein bars is variety. Do not eat the same one all the time, otherwise you're gonna get so sick of it. So every time I buy some, I try to buy a variety, and I try to buy like different ones. Like not the same thing every time, otherwise you will get sick of them. So I don't eat Cliff Bars all the time. I know some people are so sick of these they can't handle them, but I still like them sometimes. A couple Kashi bars. Lar bars I really like because they're like just real ingredients. I have an RX bar. It's a bit like different as well. Also complete cookies. They're pretty good. They have a very distinct flavor. You might like it or you might not, but they have a lot of calories in one cookie and they're pretty filling and it feels like you're eating a cookie. I have right now a couple Kind breakfast protein bars. So anyway, so I'll start the day off with a bar and then walk a few miles, and then I'll usually eat a second bar, walk some more miles. And then at some point in the day we sit down for what we like to call second breakfast. I started off eating overnight oats, which I would make in this Talenti jar. I do like old-fashioned oats, put in some protein powder, put in some like nuts, berries, you like dried fruit, anything really that I felt like putting in. Then you put water in it, leave it overnight. In the morning, it's delicious. But then, I don't know, it seemed like that took a lot of work and just wanted to switch it up again. Eating the same thing every day out here is not great. So now, lately I've been doing cereal. Well, I don't know why I did this because it is cereal, but the milk part is not real milk. I've been doing protein powder. This is like a vanilla, I think, vegan protein powder. Mix it in here so it makes the milk. And then eating some kind of cereal with it. It's nice because you can switch up. There's so many kinds of cereal. Raisin Bran Crunch with a protein powder as milk. Right now I have this granola. I have some like dried blueberries that my mom sent. So those would be good in that. Sometimes the grocery stores are probably smaller, or maybe there's just a gas station and they don't have protein powder. Usually though, a lot of places will have these Carnation instant breakfasts. This is a chocolate one, but they have vanilla, and the vanilla ones of this also works pretty good as milk. So that's a tip. Otherwise, I've ordered protein powder online and then sent it to the next town I'm gonna be in, and that's a good way that you can do it so you know you are getting what you want and not just getting whatever is available. With the second breakfast, I have my coffee. So I've pretty much just been having instant coffee the entire time, and I don't really make it hot because I'm just too lazy for that, and I like to save the gas for the meals. And I've been getting this kind of coffee that's like, it's instant coffee, but it's like a cafe latte or something, so it has kind of like milk powder mixed in, because that's how I like my coffee, and it has sugar in it. It's sweet. Feels like extra calories as well, and you're trying to get as many calories as you can, so I don't know what it is. It comes in like a little box. After I finish my cereal, I use the same jar and I put some in there, and I put some cold water in there, and then just shake it up and drink, and then you got your coffee. To me, that works okay. It's obviously not a ideal situation for coffee, but it's good enough. Lunch usually consists of some sort of wrap with something inside. Right now I have these tortillas. In the beginning I ate a lot of tortillas, and then I got kind of tired of them, and then I switched to like pita bread and like naans and things like that. Bagels are also really good, and like cream cheese actually lasts for a little while out here. But tortillas really are the most, well, they're the easiest to pack because they're flat and they take up the least amount of space. Like bagels are great, but they're so bulky. So yeah, tortillas are just very convenient. You can put anything in them really. Oh yeah, what I left in the hostel fridge is cheese and salami, and that's what I got to put in my wraps. Other things that I've really enjoyed putting in wraps, refried beans. They are dehydrated refried beans. Dehydrated hummus I really like in a wrap. Sometimes I like to pack it in avocado or spinach. Spinach lasts a couple days depending on the weather. Sometimes it's just nice to have those greens. Basically whatever you feel like putting in a wrap. A lot of people will do like peanut butter and a tortilla You could do chips in a tortilla, or sometimes I just do cheese and hot sauce. Yes, I carry hot sauce. I think I didn't start carrying it until the Sierra. In the desert, I think it was always too hot to want more hot things, but then when it was colder outside, I was like, yeah, bring on the heat. So I got this little like reusable container at a grocery store and then filled it with hot sauce. And this hot sauce I've had now for a long time, but it just kind of adds nice extra flavors. You get bored of the food, and so anything that's gonna make it more exciting is fun. But I also carry olive oil. Mine's almost gone, but I've put it in this little fireball container and I just fill it up in town. Usually like a group of us will all share a bottle of olive oil and a bottle of hot sauce, and we'll split it amongst ourselves. My friend Bart also had an extra thing of soy sauce that I carried out, and I haven't used that much of it, but that's also a good thing to have to add. I mean, this is extra weight, but sometimes you just need the morale booster of tastier food. So and then I eat dessert, and dessert is usually some kind of cookie. Right now I've got some nice cookies from a bakery. Then along with lunch, usually I'll eat some kind of chips. I like to switch these kind of things up as well because you just get bored of the same thing all the time. Chex Mix, honey mustard pretzels, and I got some salt and pepper potato chips. I also usually like to keep like a little baggie of something kind of like this in my hip belt pocket so I can snack on it throughout the day if I want. Because so much of the food out here, like all the bars, protein bars and easy things to eat, are sweet. So I know sometimes just having something kind of salty to snack on is good as well. Nuts are also good for that. Cashews or almonds or anything. Some other things I like to have are beef jerky. Right now I have this Wild Zora meat and veggie bar that my mom also sent. It's good. I like it a lot. That's how I try and get more protein as well. Before the trail I was pretty much a vegetarian. On trail I found myself craving meat, so I still don't eat a lot of meat. But more than I usually do in real life. It's definitely doable though. If you are a vegetarian or you're a vegan, you kind of just have to do a little bit more planning, I'd say, but it's definitely possible. I like having gummy candy to eat throughout the day. That's also something I keep in my hip belt pocket. I'll just make like a little baggie full and put it in my hip belt, and I can snack on something when I just want a little piece of sugar. Or fruit snacks if you want something a little healthier. I like to have a variety of those because why not, you know? You gotta keep the morale up, especially when it's raining, you know, just a little piece of candy is nice. M&Ms also so good. Peanut M&Ms, these are peanut butter M&Ms. M&Ms are good, also they don't really melt so much when it's hot, so it's good. Oh, one of my other favorite things out here that's like for a dessert is these fruit pies. When I was like 13, my friend and I would always eat these, and then when I got older I was like, oh, there are so many calories, like you cannot just casually be eating these little pies. There's also a health warning on them that you're saying that you might get cancer from eating them, so yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend eating these all the time, but on trail they're such a good treat. They're kind of heavy, but like they taste so good. Yeah, and they're like a lot of calories, so like you won't go hungry if you have these. Basically through hiking is just eating like a kid would eat, like with no restrictions. It's great. It's the only time I feel like you can eat like this in your life and still lose weight. It's very weird, but hey. And now for dinner, here's what I got right now. Two kinds of ramen. Oriental or soy sauce is probably my favorite. I also got the creamy chicken. It's just for a change, you know? Ramen is just so easy. You'll see a lot of hikers eating ramen. Probably like every resupply I have at least one ramen. One thing I really like to do is add peanut butter to it, like chunky peanut butter. It makes it taste kind of like a poor man's pad thai. Especially you can put some hot sauce in. You can put spinach in if you have spinach. Some people I've seen pack out broccoli. I've packed out dehydrated broccoli before. Feel free, you know, get creative with your ramen. Put stuff in. People also do out here what they call a ramen bomb, which is ramen and then instant mashed potatoes mixed in. I've never actually had that, but you know, hey, feel free. Some people will add like tuna or you know, anything like that if you want to add more protein. One thing that I really like to bring out is couscous. So this is a couscous, but they're like a flavor packet. What I love about couscous is that it's just so easy to make. You just boil water, pour in the couscous, wait, and then it's ready. Another one of my favorites, mac and cheese. This is Annie's mac and cheese, the white cheddar. That's like one of my favorites. I really like the mac and cheese on trail. It just feels so warm and like hearty. The thing I don't like about it is that it takes more time to cook, so you have to use more gas. And at the end of the day, when I want to eat dinner, I'm pretty much just impatient. So sometimes for me, waiting to make mac and cheese just takes too long, and I don't like to do that. Yeah, so those are the kind of things I eat for dinner. Sometimes if we want to treat ourselves, we'll get like those prepared like backpacker pantry meals. The pad thai one of that is really good. While my food is cooking, I usually always have an emergency packet, and then I mix in some magnesium powder. This stuff is called Calm. It is recommended to me by Heaps, who she's through Hug the PCT 2 times before, and she really recommended having this at night. So I was like, sure, I'll try it out. Can't hurt is what I figure. So usually I'll mix these both together in my little jar and drink that while I'm waiting for my food to cook. I have some turmeric pills. They're curcumin. They're supposed to be good for inflammation, so I've been trying to take these to just, again, I feel like, I don't know, but it can't hurt. Hopefully it's helping reduce inflammation. I don't know, but and I also have some probiotics, and I'll take those at dinner. I also have some green powders like this, and then my mom also sent more green powder, and I have in a baggie. I started off the trail having green powder every day, and then I stopped having it for a while, and my body started feeling pretty depleted actually. Like just eating all of this junk food all the time does not feel great. By now, all I really crave is vegetables, to be honest. But the green powder actually helps a lot. Like you have that and then you feel like your body is like, oh yes, this is what I needed. At least mine does. So I like having the green powder. I think it makes me feel a lot better. So that's dinner. After dinner, usually I like to eat some kind of dessert again, usually probably cookies or whatever I have. Yeah, so that's all my food. I probably pack way too much food usually, so like this might be a lot more than someone else would pack for 4 days. Or maybe some people pack more than this. I'm not sure. I mean, it's kind of just like a learning curve, and also I found in the beginning of the trail I ate so much less, and now I eat a lot more, so I just kind of had to like do it as we go. Oh yeah, also, so some people send themselves boxes from the beginning. They organize them and then send themselves boxes as they go, and that's how they resupply. I personally didn't want to do that because I didn't know what I was going to want to eat or what I would feel like eating. I didn't want to like be getting these boxes full of food that I didn't want. So I waited to just kind of see what I wanted, and I would just buy food as I go along, which has worked out really well. I think there's a couple times I've sent boxes to places that I knew weren't going to have good options to buy stuff. Otherwise, I think it's really easy to resupply as you go and then just send yourself stuff along the way from the trail if you need to. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about food. If you have any questions about food on trail, leave them in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer them. And if you have any good backpacking food tips, leave those in the comments below because I think other people will find those useful. And I'd love to hear what you eat because I'm always looking for new ideas. That's it. I hope you're all doing well. Happy travels, happy trails. See you later. Bye-bye. If you're not subscribed, then subscribe because all of the rest of my PCT vlogs are coming out very soon. Yeah. Sweet. Bye.